the Shaul went to the cave. He didn't know David was in there, and David rose and stealthily cut off a corner. ויקם דוד ויכרות כנף מעיל אשר לשאול בלט. So they were sitting in the far end of the cave. Shaul went to go cover his feet, which means to go to the bathroom. And the soldiers of David said to David, Anna, here's your chance to go and finally get rid of Shaul. And he doesn't. He just cuts off the corner. We learned yesterday how he got punished for that, for different reasons. And then, David felt bad. His conscience was bothering him. Then he cut off the corner of the rope. ויאמר לאנשיו חלילה לי מהשם אם אעשה את הדבר הזה לאדוני אלא משיח השם לשלוח ידי בו. How could it be that going an anointed one of Hashem? Mashiach literally means the anointed one. Shaul was anointed. How could I go against him and kill him like that? And he quieted. וישסע דוד את אנשיו בדברים. He calmed his people down. And he did not permit them to go kill Shaul. They wanted to get up and kill Shaul. They said, you're not going to do it, we'll do it. And he didn't let them. And Shaul left the cave and didn't even realize he continued on his way. Now, Pasuk 9 over here says, after David gets out of the cave, calling after Shaul. So he calls after him. ויקרא אחר שאול לאמור, אדוני המלך, my king, look, I could have killed you and I didn't. Why were you fighting against me? I took pity on you. Look at the corner of your coat. I cut it off and I could have killed you. So therefore, you should go and do the same thing with me. He says, and David finished speaking all these words. And he says, Shaul said, ויאמר שאול הקולך הזה בן דוד ויישא קולו ויבך. He says, really? That's you, David? And he said, David, tzaddik ata mimeni. You are more righteous than I am. Because you give me goodness, you repay wickedness with goodness. Even though I was bad to you, were good to me. He says, how can a person see his enemy like this and still try to fight him? You're a good guy. He's humbled for this that he didn't kill him, and he says, Hashem should repay you for this that you did a hesed with me. I know for sure that now you will for sure be the king over Israel. Swear to me by Hashem that you'll not annihilate my descendants after me, and you will not destroy my name from my father's house. Meaning, Shaul is finally surrendering to David. And David swore to Shaul he's never going to hurt him. And he went to his house, and they finally went home, everybody together.
Oh, they went together with Shaul?
Yeah. Shaul went to his house, David and his men ascended to the stronghold, and everybody was okay. Nobody was nervous from each other anymore. So over here, interesting, every word is important over here. So it says that David called out to the Shaul, and he said, Shaul, look at your coat, right? So he says, David held up the corner of Shaul's cloak to prove that he had the opportunity to kill him, and he didn't. This was opportunity to have Shaul make peace with David. However, Shaul's general, Avner, argued that Shaul's coat must have been stuck on a thorn somewhere, and that's why it got ripped off. Avner claimed that David found it now, and he's just making up a lie in order to make it look like he was peaceful with you. According to one opinion, Avner was eventually killed because he was trying to prevent Shaul from making peace. We see the importance of, if you see people trying to make peace, don't get involved. Don't try to be someone who don't forgive, a guy says, or a person says, oh, he doesn't deserve to make peace with him, he's going to hurt you again, there's no point. Person has to be careful. Look, Avner was killed, the Mishal Misotah says. Avner got killed, he deserved death because he didn't want to let Shaul and David make peace. Later, also, we see that David had another opportunity to kill Shaul, right? Shaul and his men were in the wilderness of Ziph, asleep. David approached and took Shaul's spear, and he could have stabbed him in the head. And David stood up on the mountaintop, called out to Avner, and he says, did you see the spear and the cup, the container of water that got stuck on the thorn? Meaning he was telling Avner, He's saying, Avner, oh, you want to say there's another coincidence? How do I know about this? Oh, there's some thorn over there. That's what happened. So don't tell me it was all a coincidence, right? He was rebuking Avner. And then also it says over here, he says, look at the coat in the corner of the coat. So the Mishnah, the Mishnah of Rabbi Eliezer, the Midrash says here David calls Va'avi ra'eh gam ra'eh et knaf me'elecha beyadi. He calls him my father, Avi. What does David call Shaul his father? Really, he's his father-in-law, right? So the Gemara says, the Midrash says that the father-in-law of a person is like his father, in a way. And then he said, also see. The word he used is a double language. See, also see the corner of your coat. When he said also see, he was saying, look at your coat is cut, and look, I have the fabric here. You see, I have the piece. So see, also see this. And they said, this hand that could have killed you, I'm holding onto the corner of the piece. And now he's saying, that, in a way, he was also hinting to him that I have my Yetzer Hara in my hands. Meaning, I could have let my Yetzer Hara get to me and kill you. I have my Yetzer Hara in my hands, that I don't let it go, I control it. So therefore, that's why he's using a double language. Now, why does he say, so after this, Shaul humbles himself and says to David, oh, listen, now I know, I surely know you will be king. Why is he saying, king, you will be king? So in that moment, the Chazal tell us that Shaul was really having Ruach HaKodesh. He was having Ruach HaKodesh, and he prophesied that David will be the king. But it says, not just he'll be the king, he will be established. What does it mean established? It means that even though there might be people against you, and it'll look like you lose the kingship, let's say he's going to have Avshalom, right? Shevet ben Bichri, there's going to be people who rebel against David. Nonetheless, he's going to be established. Maloch timloch. You're going to stick it through, and you're going to be able to stay the king no matter what.
So because he forgave David, he received Ruach HaKodesh. That's the reason why he finally was in peace with himself.
Yeah, finally he was able to be receptive for the Ruach HaKodesh.
It's very important to be Simcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, fine. Next chapter, 25. So it says that now, bad news. Shemuel died. Okay, they eulogized and they buried him in Ramah. David went to Midbar Paran, and now we learn about a very interesting person named Naval. איש במעון מעשה בכרמל, ואיש גדול מאוד, יש לו 3,000 עזים, ושם איש נבל, ושם אשתו אביגיל. So there was one man who was living in Ma'on. His business was in Carmel. He was very wealthy. He had 3,000 sheep, 1,000 goats. And this happened when he was the time of the shearing of the sheep. His name was Naval. His wife was Abigail. And interesting, the Torah says, Isha tovat sechel. She was very wise. Ve'yefat toar, beautiful. Ve'aish kashe v'ra, ma'alalim v'hu chalabi. Which means he was Kiluv, from the city of Kiluv, Kalavi. But he was difficult and an evildoer. So interesting how they're married. And when the Torah is telling us about this person, we're going to see what does David have to do with anything. So Veishma David midbar, because this is Naval etzono. So David was in the wilderness of Paran, traveling, and he heard that Naval was doing the shearing of the sheep, cutting the hair of the wool of the sheep. So Vishlach David asara ne'arim, he sent 10 attendants to him, to Naval. Vayomer David la'ne'arim, he says, Alu b'charmela batem Naval shatol mishmi b'shalom. Go to Carmel, go to Naval, ask him in my name for his welfare. And tell him success on you, peace unto you, and peace on your household. And he says, listen, I heard you're shearing your sheep. Your shepherd stayed with us. We took care of them. Can you please find favor in your eyes? And can you give whatever you can to your servants, to your son David? Meaning he's asking him for a favor. You can host me. Can you give me something to eat? Can you take care of us because we're traveling? So then they said everything. They went to Naval. They told him everything. V'yan Naval avdei David. Yomer mi David mi ben Ishai. He says, who is this David? Who is this son of Ishai? He says, these days the rebellion servants have increased. Should I take my bread and my water and my meat that I slaughtered for my people and give it to people I don't know? Okay, so basically Naval is sending them the other way. He doesn't want to deal with them. They went back And they told David what happened. And David said to his men, "Chigru ish et harbo." Okay, that's it. Everyone get your swords. We got to go talk to him different language. He doesn't understand my language, right? So therefore he goes. When Abigail eshet Naval gid nar had menarim lemor. Now young man told Abigail, Naval's wife, listen. Now these people are coming to greet them, and David sent messengers to Naval to speak nice, and he sent them away. We didn't do anything to him. We need some help. What's the problem? Why is he being so mean to us? So Abigail went. She took 200 bread, 2 containers of wine, 5 cooked sheep, and she had cake, raisins, grain. She put them on donkeys. She said, "Listen, I'm going to give this to you." And she didn't tell her husband. She didn't tell Naval. What happened? She met them on the way, and he said, and she took care of them. We're going to see that Naval gets upset. He has a little bit of a discussion with him. We're going to see Naval gets in trouble over here, and he actually ends up marrying Abigail. Naval dies, and he marries Abigail. And we know Abigail is one of the great names of the tzadikot. But we're going to finish the story next time. But the point is that we're going to see why it was heavenly ordained that there should be that he meets Abigail this way. What's the tikkun with Naval? Naval is a very interesting character. Why is he so upset and mean? And we're going to learn how did Abigail get with such a person. She was one of the 7 prophetesses, Abigail. So we're going to see about her more next time. Baruch Amen.